foundation is actually the largest private foundation in Africa with an endowment of $1.25 billion, which is the largest gift that any African has ever given on philanthropy. So we've been spending a lot of money bringing relief to people.
When I joined the company in 2008, my heart just went straight to the foundation. I was literally part of it, unofficially, but I was made to be part of the trustees in 2011. When you look at it, it was just mainly towards health, towards feeding, towards empowerment in some sort.
So the Gates Foundation has been working in Nigeria for a number of years, focusing on eradicating polio. They came across severe, let me call them roadblocks, where people were really not believing in being immunized. So Bill Gates approached Alhaji Aliko and asked for his help and support. So the partnership was a tripartite agreement in 2 states to start with, Kano and Bauchi. So Bill Gates put in 35% of the money, Dangote Foundation put in 35% of the money, and the state put in the remaining 30%. So this basket fund is what was used to now develop the immunization program in those 2 states.
This drain, it covers almost 300 and something thousand people in this community. This is where I took the sample. And during the taking of the sample, sir, I have to be here very early, like 6. And I have to sit down and observe peak period. So now, sir, I will show you how I take the sample.
And when they take the sample, you bring it to the WHO office within some hours. Then that same day, within 48 hours, the sample must get to the laboratory.
Then I have to disinfect it with a jig.
We have isolated the virus here at this site in week 23 of 2014.
Yeah.
And since then, we have not isolated any virus in this place.
Mr. Gates, Alhaji Dangote, I want to express our profound appreciation for the partnership you've extended to us today. We have all come a long way together in the fight against polio, and we know we have to keep the pressure on the polio virus for at least 2 more years. I am truly optimistic with the quality of people sitting at this table, particularly my colleagues, the state governors recently elected, that northern Nigeria, and indeed Nigeria, will remain polio-free. And because of our success on polio, the door is open for us to focus on other key health services, starting with immunization. We have a lot of work to do, and I'm delighted that we are doing it together with the best of the best.
We have to say it's through the great success of the agreement, starting with Kano and later Bauchi, that we gained the confidence that we would want to expand to these 4 states. Over time, one way or another, we should get all the states, particularly in the north, where the immunization gaps are still very large, get them to adopt these best practices. We have 2 more years where we need to be serious about that as well, with now moving to 5 campaigns a year. But the forward-looking thing is the broad health opportunity, and that's what we're putting in place today. So thank you for your support.
What made the program successful was our contribution, meaning Alhaji Alikko's voice and his ability to connect with the traditional rulers in northern Nigeria. We, as a Nigerian organization and being who he is, it was easier for Alhaji Alikko to have conversations with the governors and with the traditional rulers, the sultans, the emirs, and make sure that they were encouraging people to come out and be immunized.
A lot of parents didn't want to take their children, or they want to stop us from giving birth. Is some sort of voodoo for fertility. I had to take my daughter to Kano with my dad, the president of the group, and he had to give that polio drug to my daughter in front of everyone to see. Listen, if I can give it to my own blood, I think it's time for you to reassess the situation and look at what the benefits rather than just speculating things that aren't true.
I have to thank the Emir of Kano, Malam Muhammad Sanusi II, who demystified the notion that immunization prevents birth in Kano State and in Nigeria. In order for the traditional ruler, His Royal Highness, to demystify that belief, he drank a whole bottle. He drank a whole bottle, and from there people believed that it has no effect on that.
Now we've expanded the MOUs to include 4 new states. So before it was only Kano and Bauchi. Now we've added Yobe, Sokoto, Borno, and Kaduna. In addition to that, 2 of the states, Zamfara and Katsina, are getting a grant from both of us. What that grant is for is to develop their cold chain storage program. So this $1 million that we gave both those states is to help them buy the cold chain equipment and put that in place so that more children are able to be vaccinated in those states.
Cold chain infrastructure is a major challenge, because what we expect, the standard is that in every poultry ward in this country, there should be functional cold chain system. That is making vaccine very close to the doorstep of the user. So far, with support from Gavi and then support from other partners, we've been able to bridge the cold chain availability.
The major benefit of this partnership is that we can leverage on the achievements of both foundations. We can also leverage on the strengths and the weaknesses. For instance, Dangote Foundation is an indigenous foundation. It's Nigerian. We are Nigerian. The money is made here. The interventions are done here. We have an understanding of the context. Our team is 100% Nigerian. So our knowledge of the context is unmatched. One advantage Gates has is a history of already funding and developing development programs in Nigeria. So, that history combined with our own understanding of the context, we think is what will really make this partnership work.
There's so many areas that, you can look at, but what we're for is for impact. So if we choose a program, we would want to see the end of it. We would want to see polio eradicated. We want to see every child immunized. So that's what we've chosen to fight.
What I've actually learned since when we started talking about this partnership with Bill Gates in 2012 is that the leadership and guidance of the federal government and the commitment of the governors are critical success to this polio routine immunization and also the primary health care. We need that commitment. It's very critical. Improving and sustaining coverage to 90% is a lifelong journey, and I think we're on that track. Bill Gates and I are very, very pleased to extend our partnership by additional 1 year in Kano State to focus on solidifying gains to date. It's been a unique partnership, and we want to count on the federal government, the traditional rulers, whom they have actually been of a great help, and the development partners to continue with their support. And I thank you all, for this trajectory. Thank you.